right, everybody, we're back with another installment of the 30 Videos in 30 Days, part of the Deep Video Indiegogo Campaign Creators Series. We're trying to get to Austin. We want to go to the Worker Cooperative National Conference because we believe it's absolutely necessary to bring cooperatives to Dallas. We're joined today, live on location from Brain Dead Brewery in Deep Ellum, by Veronica Young of Hungover with V.
Yes.
Hello. Thanks for being part of this.
Thank you.
The reason you've been targeted and put on the hit list for this one?
I knew I was targeted.
Yeah, it was to get. I want to. The idea is for the cooperative to really serve content producers, radio hosts, people who are making a show and putting that out there consistently. And obviously, you do that, right?
Right.
You want to tell someone? I'm hoping that you're going to get introduced to some people, or some people will be introduced to you that you've never seen your stuff before. So why don't you let them know what you do, and then we'll.
Well, Hunger with V started out kind of like a show that I came together. The brainchild was that local music in the area, before Deep Ellum really started to boom, really lacked promotion, really lacked awesome serious promoters. So it started out as that. So we decided we're going to do a show and we're going to just, promote all the local artists, musicians. It turned out to like local chefs, local businesses. It just kind of kept snowballing.
Right on.
And through it we met a bunch of really great people, comedians. So then it turned into a variety show.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Because you're a tap dance away.
Yeah.
Right.
So sketch comedy and not tap yet. Yeah. But we'll get there. hungoverv@gmail if you're a tap dancer.
Bring it.
Yeah, bring it. Come on. But yeah, so it just became like this overall collaborative of a bunch of people getting together and being creative and creating stuff with
So when you started Hungover with V, did it exist within a network somewhere, or was it just your own endeavor? How did that go?
Yeah,
okay.
I mean, it did. I'd rather not mention that.
No, that's totally fine.
Yeah.
You don't have to mention any names or whatever.
Jaded, man.
I'm just saying, like, did you go it alone? Was it like a solo project trying to figure out how to do the broadcast and all that?
No, I went in, I kind of met some people like here in the area, and they were doing something kind of broadcast,
Right on.
call it whatever.
Yeah, well, new media, I think is what we called it back then, right?
And so I pitched my show idea one day and had no idea what I was doing, like never done it before, and then get up and I'm like, oh my god, like,
it's happening!
It's happening! All of a sudden. And realized that I have a knack for talking for a lot of hours. So.
Right on. Just uninterrupted speech. It's a thing.
Yeah, I
we
can
all have
interview
it.
myself right now. So, That's cool. Then left that station and decided to go a different route. Film more in advance and do more like cut and edit stuff rather than like the live streaming. Shout out live streaming. Yeah.
Right.
But,
well, I mean, you get a little more control over it. You can remove the things that I accidentally said that one time. Like, you get a little bit more finesse out of doing the edit, right?
I found, though, that there's also a balance because with the live stream, you kind of let it go.
Right.
This is what happens.
You write it, right?
But when I noticed the first year that we went to the other format, I was really critical of the editing.
Sure.
Like, super critical. All of a sudden, by the end of it, it'd just be me going, hi.
We need to lose this part because it's not in here. Remember we were talking about that 4 minutes ago where I cut that 30 seconds out?
We
got
That last 45 minutes has to go.
Yeah,
right.
It's gone. So
hey, that ghost voice that you may or may not have heard, I'm not sure about our microphone setups at the moment, was Paul Wofford Jr.
Hey, Paul.
My right-hand man with Deep Video as we get this thing going.
Yeah,
and
look over here, I'm not crazy, right?
You're not insane, not at all.
What's up?
He's got
Maybe a little bit.
He's going to remember the questions I don't remember.
Right, there you go.
That's how it goes.
You guys, this is all scripted, right?
Oh, totes. We wrote it out this morning. You won't believe how many hours. Right? Yeah, I know.
I appreciate that. That makes this easy.
I'll give you a little bit about me, right? I got started around 2012, 2013 making comic book shows for whatever that's worth. I wish I kept it up because that'd be awesome now, but I know, right? Yeah. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. When I first started, it was just figuring out how to say the things. Like for me, I need to tell people about the Hulk, and I have to make sure they understand about the Hulk, right? Like I had to let them know. Yeah. But then as I continued to go along, I was like, okay, I guess I have to learn how to edit my own videos because I don't have anybody do that. And I had to learn how to put this online because no one can do that. And so all these different steps start unveiling, right? I keep learning how to get it going. And it's hard work. When you earn it, it can piss you off when someone else is exploiting it.
Oh, yeah.
So I ran into that pay-to-play model, which is pretty popular in a lot of different places.
And that was
all
the first
around
model.
the world.
That was the first model that I was.
The pay-to-play?
The pay-to-play.
Can you don't have to?
I don't.
I wish I could mute that right now.
Yeah.
Can you reveal how much you paid to play?
I think at the time I was paying maybe $50 an episode or $50 an hour.
Okay.
For an episode, and
Right.
so I would do 2 hours. I think it started out less than that, but because I was doing like some PR stuff in exchange.
Sure, bartering, right? Trying to find a way
I
to
love
make it
to
work,
barter,
right?
yeah, if I can get away with barter. And then I started getting sponsors for that fee. I would,
Right.
as I started getting it, I would get some sponsors, But
So to be clear, you were still paying to play, and
paying to play.
then it was like, hey, you're gonna have to bring sponsors in
and then
on top of that.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Had to bring sponsors. There's no way.
Right.
There's no other way to. How are you pay out of my pocket?
Okay, but did those sponsors? And this is a genuine. Oh, hi.
There he is. Hey, buddy, how you doing?
Good, you?
Good. Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna go sleep before I go. Get honest. I'll see you later. All right. Yeah. Bye.
See, that's what happens in a live stream.
Right.
Desi 5.
The one and only Desi 5, ladies and gentlemen.
One and only. Love that guy.
Yeah, he's pretty cool, man. So let me ask you: have you ever heard of the term cooperative before? Before being asked to get in on this interview, is that something that was part of your vocabulary, or?
Oh yeah, I actually started a co-op several years ago, probably right around after the Occupy movement happened here in Dallas. Yeah.
See, that's the first time I heard about it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was after the Occupy that whole thing, Occupy Wall Street, all that stuff.
Cooperatives all of a sudden start
It's like, let's use a word that other people that think like us already know, and then it started to spread, right?
Yeah, and it's a pretty cool word. So I started one with a friend of mine through that, and he moved, and so it didn't really take off, but we did do a couple of shows to like raise funds for some of the artists we were working with, and it's called More Than Beans.
Okay.
I'm sure there's still the website
More Than
still
Beans.
there.
We gotta find that
If there is,
website.
I'll flash it.
We're
right
gonna
into the video. You'll be able to see it.
post her fucking name with it all.
And if
all
there
over the
isn't,
place.
we're gonna give you like our hand-drawn version of it.
Okay, yeah, if you could just tell me what you guys would have made that
Right,
logo,
exactly,
or
yeah.
how y'all, so that's out there, and it was basically to offer, more than beans.
Right, yeah.
That's awesome.
Makes sense, yeah.
So,
Like you do,
yeah,
right?
of course. But it didn't take off, but I am familiar, and I
Right.
like the concept.
So, how do I follow up from there?
That's exciting.
That's
I mean, it is exciting. Well, okay, here we go. One of the things, I get some really interesting responses when I say to somebody face to face, I'm interested in making a cooperative. And I start to explain what that means, right? And then there's this look that comes over their face. What do you think's behind that look in your experience as you've tried to explain it to people? Yeah, what do you got?
Because, the first thing people think, and I hate to say it, but it's like hippie.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I'm not helping the scene with
You're
this.
not helping at all.
My double
I
line.
get
It's not
called
helping.
hippie all the time. And,
Right.
for little things like that, it's really,
Yeah, right.
I've got a 9 to 5. I don't know what justifies a hippie. Maybe I
don't either.
after all.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think it's the
Probably not.
carefree spirit, the enjoyment of creating things, and a whole bunch of fuck the man. I think that's
Right.
really what it is.
Yeah,
so. I'll claim that.
I kind of hate that hippie becomes a derogatory term. Because it shouldn't. You should
right.
be happy to be a hippie.
Right, yeah.
Right?
Embrace it.
Yeah, embrace the hippie. But that and, right now there's a big stigma, with that big word. I'm going to say it.
I don't give a shit.
Socialism.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
I've actually had somebody look me in the eye and go, oh, wait, are you talking about communism?
Or,
Like that? Like they just hit it immediately.
Yeah, that's
But
the immediate follow-up.
sounds like that's what you're saying right
Yeah.
now. Which we're probably not in the best regional location for this idea to take flight.
Right.
But I think the time is now.
Well, I think because right now, if you're watching what's going on in the world, people are definitely angry against a certain type of way.
Right.
There's an establishment sort of way that's happening right now. And there are a lot of individuals who aren't really seeking the benefits or the rewards or any for, these are hardworking individuals, people that work a lot of hours,
That's right.
that still don't get to
Or
do what
like
they want.
they can't have the option. Like
There's
I feel
no
like
option.
you're stuck. If you managed to go through the downturn in 2008 and you're currently working in 2016 and you've got a job that's bringing in your 50K or more, you're stuck. You are not likely to leave. You're not going to go find that 50+K somewhere else, and you start stressing and you grit your teeth. Your hair turns gray. And eventually you leave nursing and start a hippie commune.
Right, exactly. That's a dream.
Right,
Clearly,
everywhere.
yeah. It's true. It's really really difficult. So I think now people are embracing those terms a little bit more.
Sure.
More and more people are doing it. I mean, I don't, Hungover is not a co-op. I wouldn't call it co-op. But I would say that I could have done it without the help of every single individual that's involved in the show. And the people that gave up their time, they volunteered for it. I mean, I'd love to pay them.
Yeah, it's just, how can we get there? Right, yeah, right, exactly.
But I would love to pay everybody that work. I would love for everybody to kind of,
I think,
take from the pot.
Right. I think that cooperatives are uniquely positioned for sponsorship because they're out of the gate. They're considered a nonprofit, right? And then with one of the principles of becoming a cooperative is directly working with other cooperatives and facilitating their existence moving forward. So it's my hope that once we get this thing going and I start bringing in the sponsorship, I can get actual dollars behind it, right? Because the idea is, we're talking about a co-op, we're talking about co-ownership, we're talking about this hippie concept, but at the end of the day, it is a business model. It's the same business model that has floated 2 other local digital radio stations to the top of their game right now. And so the difference being that if you work with us, you own a part of it. You're one of us. You own this thing. You're free to develop and to help us guide everything moving forward. Is really how that goes.
So share.
Yeah, really it is.
Share.
One worker is one share is one vote. And so that's just how it goes.
Not a bad concept. And there are some businesses that do that. I've heard of a business that does this. So what?
It kind of exists.
I'm pretty sure it's an urban legend. But I hear that there are some businesses that maybe look into those models.
Right. So one I can give you an example that's going to go national and is coming to us regionally, and that's Winco. So Winco is a grocery store company, and they have this employee stock ownership program, right? And so that's one of the things we've actually been doing is trying to describe the difference between an ESOP and a cooperative. And Paul knows more than I do on that.
I like that.
You already got it?
You've already got it, so I think you're golden.
I think the concept is that with an ESOP, they say, hey, you're doing a great job. Here's some stocks that you can't touch because we need these stocks to stay with the company so we can get better as a company. But when you leave, we might pay you out for that thing that you had. Right? So if you started year 1 with Winco, you might be a multimillionaire now, right? But if you join now with Winco, it's not going to return to you the same way.
Right.
Where a cooperative is different is that one share. If you were part of, exactly. So if you're in at 0, then we can all be millionaires. And if you come in later because you have a good product, you have the dedication to the democratic way it's run, you're bringing something in, you can be a millionaire too.
Right.
That's kind of how it goes.
I think it's a great idea. I don't know what people are
doing. Make all the money, y'all.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you have any words of inspiration for people who are plugging away right now on the YouTube channels that we don't even know about, that are, figuring out how to use a cell phone to make themselves look professional?
I married a camera guy, it doesn't hurt.
Married camera guys. Paul's available.
I am available.
There you go. We got a camera guy over here that's available. But I think, really, you just have to believe in what it is. And you know if you believe in it. You're not going to stop doing it. Right. No matter what. I mean, I've had people kind of laugh and go like, really, like you're gonna, do this stuff, really, and I could let that stuff get to me. I could say, all right, well, I'm just gonna give up. I'm not gonna do this.
Right.
But then I'm not being true to what I want to do. And I've always been a fan. Music is my life. Music is my everything.
Have you ever played music?
I played the cello in middle school.
Right.
Yeah.
Cello is dope.
Cello's dope. Yeah.
Cello's
I'm mad
dope.
at myself that I didn't keep it up because I'm in a cool band right now.
It's true.
time.
Apocalyptica all day. Apocalyptica all
CGD,
day.
right? CGD.
Yeah.
That's all you need.
Oh, what is that?
There's 3 notes for every song on the earth.
Yeah, I need to listen. Go learn those 3 and then we'll do this again. But,
so while we're in the process of building and we're really trying to get funding for this conference down there, what can people like us who are interested in helping, moving everything forward, what can we do for you? How can we help out the most? As us, Paul, myself, whoever we get to work with, or the person watching.
Right.
How can we help?
I think, number one, ownership of your content is a huge deal.
Right.
That's a big deal. And so it's hard to, if you're filming, if you're editing, you're doing that, you've got to have your backups, your stuff.
Right.
You have to own your domain name. You have to own everything about you and whatever it is that you're doing. You have have to envelop that. That has to be it, you know. And PR publicity is not cheap, you know. So any chance you get to be on camera,
Thanks for coming.
do it.
Yeah.
You don't say no, especially, you know, and I see that a lot with artists sometimes. They start saying no because they think they're already there.
You made it, yeah.
You know, I'm sorry, but Matthew McConaughey doesn't say no to a weird commercial that what's that, the Drive the worst thing?
The Cadillacs.
I don't know.
I'm gonna sit in this chair and roll my booger.
You know, don't say no because every time your face is plastered, anytime you're doing something, you know, that's recognition. And you can get that anywhere. You just have to be present, be available. You know, so I do all kinds of things, lots of appearances. You can go support the stuff that you're into.
Get out. I like to say, get out from behind the screen and go support the scene.
Go support.
It's like you gotta get
I'm
there.
a huge support. Like people will tell you. I mean, sometimes I don't leave. You know, like, get out of here. You know,
They're like, get Veronica the hell out of here.
Yeah. And I've heard comments, you know, from artists saying, you know, we got this guy on this room, but to be honest, you've never even seen him at one of our shows, you know. So
fair.
the artists talk, you know, people talk, you know, so it's really about the community. You got to show up with your actions, like spoken word, you know, all that. But garbage stuff, you know, like I own all the right stuff to my stuff, you know, and
Was there a trick that you had to learn to make it easier to own all your own stuff, like as far as copywriting or any weirdly get leads?
You know, if you're doing video, online video is such a new thing that's happening, you know. So for me, you know, if someone's going to share my video, awesome. You know, I'm not going to be mad about that. If they're going to use clips of it in one of their shows, I'm not really going to be mad at that either.
Have a link at least so we can get back to your show, right?
And the reason for that is most of our shows, we always have our logo, you know, we're always there, you know, so no matter, even when we, you know, add videos to our shows or promo videos, our logo,
that watermark,
you know, you got to have the watermark, you know, and it's important. And so that's a little hard to get by. And it might encourage someone to call you and say, hey, I didn't want to use it, now they're going to call you. And then you're in a position to negotiate how much you'd like to charge them to use your stuff.
Licensing leverage.
Yeah.
Right on.
But online, well, you know, it's tricky. But I think if you own the DBA, go down to the courthouse in the city hall, get the rights to your name, go spend the $2.99 on GoDaddy or whatever.
Right, to get your domain.
You know, and even if you don't do anything with it, if you go to hungoverwithme.com right now, go look at what it is. I mean,
I got you. Just have a landing page. Have a place for it to be.
You know, so that way when it comes to that, you're set, and nobody else can take that away from you.
Right on. So where else can we find you? Hungoverwithme.com.
Yeah, go check that out. That's we'll see what it is.
Is it laughable?
Where you can find it. It's my Facebook.
Right on. Oh, it just goes. Let's right into it. That works.
That's awesome, though.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
So, you know, I get, you know, steady likes all the time, so it might be working.
It might work. You'll be able to find links to the show, Hungover with Me, on the YouTubes. We're going to put that in our description of the video down here.
We have a video going viral right now, and I say that because it's got like 3,800 views. So that's got to come viral.
Right.
But baby on board. I expect everyone. We're on YouTube, Hungover with Me. You just type that in anywhere, you'll find it.
Right on. And for Paul Wofford and myself from Jason Dyer from Deep Video, we thank you for tuning into another installment of 3030 as we try to get ourselves down there to the Worker Cooperative National Conference in Austin, Texas, July 29th through 31st.
Send him back.
If you'd like to get a hold of us, it's deepvideobooking@gmail.com. You can find us on Facebook at Deep Video. You can find us on Instagram, where we couldn't afford the last two letters of the name, at Deep Vid. You can find us on Twitter at Deep Video, and on YouTube, officially with the channel name Deep Video Live.
So, before we let you go, I have two questions for you.
This is good. See, told you.
Right. So, first one, if you can make an ask of our audience, what would you have them do?
Support local.
Okay.
Anything.
Okay.
Local.
Gotcha.
Get involved.
Okay. Second question. If you could put a billboard anywhere in the world, what would it say and where would it be?
Ooh.
That's a tough one. If you could put a billboard anywhere in the world.
Anywhere in the world.
What would it say and where would it be?
I guess I'd put a billboard in Mexico.
Okay.
And it would just stop.
Okay.
End all that.
I can dig it.
All right. Well, that's awesome.
Well, thanks again. Well, stop is a good stop, actually.
That's true.